History is often told through the stories of empires that survived long enough to leave their names carved into textbooks: Rome, Persia, China, and the British Empire. Yet beyond these familiar giants lies the shadow of a forgotten superpower, once equal in strength, influence, and ambition, now almost erased from common memory. This civilization dominated vast lands, controlled vital trade routes, and shaped cultures far beyond its borders. For centuries, its decisions influenced politics, warfare, and economics across regions. But time is ruthless. Wars, natural disasters, shifting trade paths, and the rise of new powers slowly buried its legacy. This is the story of a superpower that rose from uncertainty, reached extraordinary heights, and then vanished so completely that the modern world barely remembers it existed. Every great power begins small, and this forgotten superpower was no exception. It started as a collection of tribes or city-states bound together by geography and necessity. Surrounded by rivals, harsh climates, or limited resources, its people were forced to innovate early. They mastered agriculture, water management, and local trade to survive. What truly set them apart was their strategic location. Positioned between major civilizations, they became natural intermediaries in trade. Over time, wealth flowed in, allowing leaders to build stronger armies and organize systems of governance. These early foundations transformed a vulnerable society into a rising regional force with ambitions that extended far beyond survival. As wealth increased, so did political sophistication. The superpower developed a centralized authority, often ruled by kings, councils, or divine leaders who claimed legitimacy through religion or tradition. Laws were codified, taxes standardized, and territories carefully administered. Militarily, this civilization was both feared and respected. Its armies were disciplined, well-equipped, and adaptable, using advanced tactics for their time. They built fortifications, secured borders, and expanded through calculated conquest rather than reckless invasion. Neighboring states often chose diplomacy or tribute over conflict, recognizing that resistance was costly. At its peak, this superpower controlled vast territories and commanded loyalty or fear across regions. True superpowers are not sustained by force alone. They thrive through economic control. This forgotten empire became a hub of international trade, connecting distant lands through roads, ports, and caravan routes. Precious metals, spices, textiles, and knowledge flowed through its markets. Merchants from different cultures met in its cities, exchanging goods, languages, and ideas. The state taxed trade efficiently, filling royal treasuries and funding public works such as roads, temples, and storage facilities. Prosperity spread, cities expanded, and a powerful middle class emerged. For a time, the empire's economy was so influential that disruptions within it could affect regions thousands of miles away. Beyond wealth and power, this superpower left a deep cultural footprint. Its art, architecture, language, and belief systems influenced neighboring civilizations. Scholars studied astronomy, mathematics, medicine, and philosophy, often preserving and improving knowledge borrowed from others. Massive monuments, religious centers, and urban designs reflected both technical skill and spiritual depth. Education was valued among elites, and records were kept, though many would later be destroyed. Festivals, rituals, and shared myths helped unify diverse populations under a single identity. Even after its fall, fragments of its culture survived, quietly absorbed into the traditions of successor civilizations. No empire falls overnight. The decline of this forgotten superpower was slow and complex. Internal problems began to surface. Corruption weakened leadership, power struggles divided the ruling class, and overexpansion strained resources. Maintaining distant territories became costly, and loyalty faded. At the same time, external pressures increased. New rival powers emerged with improved weapons or tactics. Trade routes shifted, reducing economic income. Environmental changes such as droughts, floods, or earthquakes may have further destabilized society. These combined pressures slowly eroded the foundations that once made the empire strong. 93791. Eventually, the balance tipped. Key cities fell either to invasion, rebellion, or abandonment. Central authority collapsed, and regions broke away into smaller states. Records were lost, libraries burned, and monuments destroyed or repurposed by conquerors. Without a unified identity, the empire's name faded from memory. Later civilizations built over its cities, using its stones but forgetting its story. Unlike Rome or China, which left continuous historical records, this superpower vanished into silence. What remained were ruins, myths, and scattered references, insufficient to preserve its true legacy. Though forgotten, this superpower still matters. Its rise proves that greatness can emerge from unlikely beginnings, and its fall reminds us that no power is eternal. Modern nations face similar challenges: overexpansion, internal division, economic dependency, and environmental stress. The disappearance of this civilization warns us how easily history can be lost when knowledge is not protected. By rediscovering such forgotten superpowers, we gain a deeper understanding of human resilience, ambition, and vulnerability. Their silence speaks loudly. Progress is fragile, and even the mightiest civilizations can fade into obscurity if they fail to adapt.